Ricky Gervais has a new film out. Good to see. And he's got another one coming out this year as well. It's going to be a good year if they don't suck. Hello, and welcome to Reggie Media and me, Tom Elgie, and today it is my absolute pleasure to be reviewing for you a Netflix original film starring, produced, and written and directed by Ricky Gervais. And it also stars Eric Bana as well. So I watched this movie pretty much the second day it was released. It was something I found very compelling from the trailer, and I thought it was going to be really good. And I have to say, the premise is. So the story basically is, without giving anything away, this is a sound editor, and Banner is a guy who's like a local celebrity, which everyone sees him, seems to love him, is like one of those like shock jocks kind of things. That's in everyone's eyes apart from his boss. They get sent off to do some live coverage in war-torn Ecuador. Now this, as I say, as a premise, is great because on the way there, Ricky Gervais bins their passports with some other stuff that he's been in at the time, and I think that's brilliant. So they can't get there, and it's a big story, both their jobs are on the line if they can't get there, so they come up with this very quick, cohesive plan to do it essentially in a flat in the middle of downtown New York, I believe it is. And they use Gervais' sound editing skills, which they set up very well at the start, to make it sound like they're in war-torn Ecuador and there's a war zone going on around them. Very well done that, but as I say, the concept of this and the premise is just fantastic. And at this point, I was strapped in ready for this big comedy film, you know, this sounded like it was huge, it was going to be great. Being very hit and miss with movies he's starred in, as well as directed and other things, I was very unsure as to whether or not this was truly going to be a gold comedy film. As he's directing it as well, it was concerning me even more. I have to say though, there are some moments in this film where I got genuinely really excited, and it was going on a path which I was really looking forward to seeing it go down, and I could not wait. But then it gets ruined because on the flip side of that, literally after that happens, there's moments where it's just like completely stale and you feel like it's boring you a little bit and they're dragging things out a little bit too long, and maybe the concept isn't worthy of an entire feature-length film. Just my opinion. Maybe that's why it wasn't picked up by a movie studio. Who knows? But there are great moments in this, and the plot, especially, there's parts in the plot where bits with Gervais' wife, Gervais' character's wife in this, great idea, great premise, brilliant idea for a subplot. But the problem with this isn't a subplot, this is the main plot. That's the problem. It's not going, we're gonna have, it doesn't have a big plot and other things happening around it, which would be cool if these things were happening around it, but that is the plot, and that leads somewhere very predictable with that. And there are twists in it, I suppose, of sorts, and it ends where something happens that makes it rather entertaining. I won't spoil it for anyone, but at the end, something rather entertaining does happen. But it doesn't do anything that I feel like the premise of the movie would have promises to give. I feel like the premise of this movie allows for so much, and we're not getting that at all. I was very surprised that the script itself wasn't full of Gervais' usual sort of comedy and the same sort of jokes that we get, especially, there's no moments where I was going, oh, that's just like in The Office, or that's just like in Extras. It was very much a new thing, which I suppose Gervais has developed and is quite good at. And this is probably the first time in a very long time, if not ever, that I feel Ricky Gervais is playing a character and not just that usual caricature of himself that he plays in everything else. But I do like the way that he's written this, and I do feel like any problems I have with it are purely on the plot, not so much the writing style, so hats off to Gervais for that. Direction-wise, not that bad either, very well done, and I say producing-wise, it's, you know, it's by the by, he's doing really well. I just feel like there are elements that he could have had someone put a hand in and just help him sort of make a bit of a stronger plot. I have to say, Banner and Gervais are both doing excellent jobs at playing their roles. I can't stress that enough. They are great in their characters, but unfortunately the material they've got to work with isn't playing so well to their acting set. And when you've got bad source material, as we know from other things, it can only go so well. And I'm going to give this Netflix original film a 6. Wasted potential. That's all it was. The premise is great, but I thought it was rushed. That is a shame. It was rushed. It was rushed. It was a shame. But it was rushed. Give it a look. Let me see what you think. If you've seen it, if you haven't seen it, give it a look. Let me know. If you like what you see, click like. If you want to see more, click subscribe. And until next time, see you around.